along with the kismet part, these are the three most likely things that make you successful. The second part that they mentioned is that doesn't necessarily mean these are happy people, because this is a life of pain and regret and obsession and compulsion, and you make it to the top of the mountain by sacrificing a lot, right? There's this, I saw this interview when Kobe Bryant died. I don't watch basketball, but that interview just really spoke to me, where he talks about, he's like, I'm better than you because I sacrifice so much more than you, right? He's like, I come 2 hours early to training. That's 2 hours over a period of time, compounding effect. You'll never be able to catch me. But then that means I miss my, daughter's football game, or I don't know, whatever he misses, right? So it's interesting because it's not necessarily a life that one wants to emulate, but it is also the only way to get to greatness, if you will. I think you mentioned gyms, and we have to go there now, right? Because when I met Azaan, Azaan looked very different. Or there is if you, mashallah, weren't a talented musician, you could do a whole podcast just on what the hell happened there. And when did you realize, when did you wake up and go like, yaar, I don't want to look like this, and I want to completely change my lifestyle?
When my daughter was born, or she was about to be born. I was 20. How old was I? Almost turned 22. Going to be 22.
Take it.
And I was obese.
What, just for that we know, how much did you weigh at that time?
So post 140 kg, I just stopped weighing myself.
You were post 140 kg.
Post 140, I was like, I'm not standing on scale. Like, this is just, I would just like check in, like, if I could buy trousers from a shop. Which was, I stopped after a while. It had to, everything had to be like shalwars or custom, because nothing would fit. For me.
So you were well over 140.
Yeah, absolutely. I was well over 140. I was probably like 150, 160. I remember being a 55, 56 inch waist. Bigger actually at one point. I could only wear desi clothes just because I couldn't buy trousers unless they were like custom made. And
do you think you had you just really liked food, or was it like an eating disorder? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I would even now that is there. So eating disorders is as much as being addicted to alcohol, to drugs, cigarettes, anything, any form of addiction. Food addiction is as much as any of those are. So I was seeing a therapist at that time, and she said, you have food addiction, and which meant that if I was very happy, any spectrum of any emotion, I wanted to eat. And then it was, I wanted to eat alone. So whereas we always tell people, it's said all over the world, people shouldn't drink alone. People shouldn't eat alone as well. Because that's what I would do. I would shut myself in my room. I would buy quantities of food that were very, very large and unhealthy. And I would just sit and eat. And if I was happy, I would, feeding myself. If I was upset, I would feed myself. And I know a lot of people that do this, and it's a very common thing. We don't talk about it because it's like, to khana kha raha hai.
Kuch galat to nahi hai na. Healthy hai.
That's the thing, So that was definitely there. When my daughter was born is when something clicked, I was on this way of realizing that if I keep going, I'll probably have a heart attack before 30. And they say if you've had a heart attack before 30, you can't really make it, beyond that. So it was my daughter. It was, overall life was like a mess. Like really, I remember going to Parvez Bhai, who has trained me since then till now. And I remember saying to him, like, nothing's working in life, I don't know who I am, I don't know what I'm doing.
How did you find Parvez Bhai? Because I assume we didn't go to the gym at the time, right?
No. So the thing is, I was one of those guys who would go to the gym. I would go, I would talk on the phone, I would like socialize with people. 2 घंटे हो गए, चलो घर चलने भाई. क्या किए? 5 मिनट treadmill walk किए. अच्छा घर जा रहे हैं. I was very non-serious about it, and he would be there. And he saw me, he knew I wanted to do it, but he didn't think I was serious at all. So I knew him since then. I went to him and I was like, I'm going to cuss, but this is a podcast, so you can cut it out if you want. I was like, I'm fucked. Nothing is working in my life, and I'm going to be a dad to my second child. And I don't respect myself to be a father. What do I do? And the first thing I'll have to fix is myself. A very, very, again, as you said, that a kid in my position gets to meet people that maybe other people don't. And that also has its pros and cons, because people who are successful can also be very brutally honest as well. And I met a businessman who was very, very successful. And he looked at me and I was pitching something to him. And he said, how can I trust somebody with money how can I trust my money with somebody who can't even take care of himself? And that kind of stick. I was like, it's true, man. 100%. And I remember that's when that whole thing clicked. And then I would start I did weird stuff. You spoke about delayed gratification. I would put mines for myself mentally, where I'm like, if I can go to the gym with this happening, then I'll never miss it again.
What?
Like my daughter was really unwell one day, like really, really unwell. And we would, take her to the hospital and stuff. And she was admitted for a couple of days. I was like, I'm going to go today. And it was bad. We were at Azaan, Karachi, freaking out. And I was like, I'm going to go to the gym today. Wow. And everyone was like, अगर मैं आज चला गया ना, तो पूरी जिंदगी याद रहेगा कि तू उस दिन गया था. तू इस वजह से मिस करेगा. So I would play these mental games with myself. So now it's 1 a.m. I'm back from an 18-hour shoot. I'm going to go and train. As I said, I am built like that. If I've said I'm going to do something, I'll do it.
Do you think you have in a positive way, if you had a food addiction, do you somehow have a gym addiction of sorts? Do you need to go? Do you feel
No. I don't have, I feel good when I go. I feel healthy and stuff like that, but it's not like I'll hate on myself if I don't go or anything like that. It's not an addiction that way, but yes, I had to, as they say, you switch a bad habit with a good habit. So, it's I would have procrastinated in that time. I would have binge watched random videos on YouTube. I would have done something else over those 2 hours. So I switched it with that. But I would play these mental games. But I was like, gotta go today, because gym for me at that time was not representative of just losing weight. There was no scene of me wanting to be an actor or me wanting to be a musician or be, it was just, buddy, you got to sort yourself out. वो सब बाद में आया. It was like those
about your life.
Life. It was like, my mom sacrificed her whole life, to take care of me. I have 2 kids now. It's like, if I don't sort this out, what are you going to do? So that's where, and as I said, it's like Steve Jobs says, you connect the dots looking backwards. Now when I look back, I'm like, there's a reason why all this is happening.
And did the weight loss give you confidence, you think? A lot of people feel like a different person when they lose the weight. Just, I guess it's because you overcame a mountain of sorts. You look better, you feel better.
So I would always categorize my weight loss in 2 spells. So the first spell, I became a jackass. I was just rude to people. I was like, I'm the shit man. Everyone is like, look, he did achieve this. He's probably really. And I was a bit of a jerk. I didn't like myself when I think back now. And as a punishment, when COVID came around, I gained at least 70% back because I was very confident. I was like, if I could do it once, I can do it again. And that's the thing, which taught me then that losing the weight is a quarter of the battle. Keeping it off and maintaining it and maintaining that, is difficult. But yes, the first time round, it wasn't nice. I was, the girls were suddenly giving me attention who'd never given me attention before.
Of course, yeah.
I was enjoying a lot of that. And that was wrong. Wrong in the sense where I never did it for that reason. You get what I'm saying? If I had done it for that reason, किसी लड़की ने दिल तोड़ दिया तो अब जिम जाते हैं, which is also fine. But that wasn't why I started.
Yeah, it wasn't the why. Yeah.
It wasn't the why. So it just threw me off. And therefore, when I see the results of that, they were okay, they were good, fine, I lost weight. But it wasn't
the right way.
Yeah.